one time. You make me happy.
Love you, buddy.
Hey, you get off my cloud. All that negativity ain't gonna be bringing me down. Just keeping positive, so model to the end. Hand out the window on the highway, riding the wind. Yep. Got scrappy in that old Kentucky playpen. When looking back now, I'm left wondering where them days went. Away went for sure, yeah, they spin. When they hates when I'm waving with that Honolulu hang 10. I'm just doing what I want. Mountains there to climb on. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you dive on. The prize must be what you keep your eyes on. A focused mind like I studied under masters up in Taiwan. Let that truth hit you. Tunes get jujitsu. Don't bitch, dude. You lace them up if that shoe fits you. We with you. Man, sometimes you gotta fix you. But no excuses, no din-dos. Man, just lay back and turn it up. Ray, word 'em up. Working on his farmer's tan underneath the burning sun. We gonna ride this cover wagon till its last wheel. Gotta love it when the music sounds just like the grass feels. Hey, you get off my cloud. All that negativity ain't gonna be bringing me down. Just keeping positive, so model to the end. Hand out the window on the highway, riding the wind. Hey, you get off my cloud. All that negativity ain't gonna be bringing me down. Just keeping positive, so model to the end. Hand out the window on the highway, riding the wind. Hey yo, Ray. Hey yo, Ray. Hey yo, Ray. Hey yo, Ray. Hey yo, Ray.
Let's go, people. We got Sir Joseph Frago. Shout out to Joe Frago. What's up, bro? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to think about you. Hope you're doing great. For those who don't know, Joe Frago, he's a steel worker. Works on steel. Strong ass motherfucker. All right, how's everybody doing today? What we got going on today, people? Now, today it's all rainy out again. You know what I'm saying? Can't believe it. Got the storms coming through. Got the clouds going bonkers, man. Wind just picked up out of nowhere. It's all cold. I had to put on my toboggan again. Where D-Wag at? Shout out to D-Wag. We got the Brown Beanie crew. What's up? Brown Beanie gang. We got that going on right now. D-Wag, if you don't know, he's always wearing that brown beanie. He lives in a trash can up in Indiana somewhere, and he's my homie. We're trying to get him on stream, okay? They don't get great internet connection up there. He's always fighting with the coons. The raccoons. I meant the raccoons, okay? Got to keep it straight. YouTube. Terms of service, you know? Terms of service.
That's good.
Now, of course, that's a great joke. I can't claim that joke myself. That's Mersh's joke that he took from Lil Kev, Lil KB. Terms of service. So, you know, I got to get all in on it. You know what I'm saying? It makes me laugh every time I hear him say that. Terms of service. They're going to take my show. They're going to take my channel. I got to work on them impersonations. I can do a couple ones. I got the Southern one down pretty good. You know what I mean? Got a big Southern accent and whatnot. I got the Russian one. I could do the Asian one. Everything else I kind of suck at, you know. So I got to work on it. But, you know, I like doing them. I like doing them little characters, get them to come out on you. You know, one of my big things I wanted to do is I want to do some animation with some of the voices and stuff, and I'm really excited about that. We're going to get that going too, but I got to get all the other shit going first, right? There's just a whole tons of other shit. When you're a one-man wrecking crew, you think you can wreck a lot, you swing that ball, and it knocks a little block off, and that's it. You're like, oh man, I got a lot of work to do, you know, but it's okay. You know, if you enjoy your work, you're not really working, are you? You're kind of having a good time. You're being passionate about it. That's what it's all about. Now, I was just listening to the greatest band, the greatest rock and roll band of all time, okay? And that greatest band, I want you to say it out loud here in a second, okay? That when I say the greatest band of all time, I want you to say what that band is, okay? Now, the greatest band of all time that I was listening to, the greatest band of all time is...
Dire Straits.
Well, I didn't want cameraman to say it. What are you doing, camera? I wanted the people to say it so they could say theirs and be stupid and be like, no, it's Dire Straits. Now, if you did say Dire Straits, you're correct, okay? Now, if you said the Beatles, you're wrong. If you said the Rolling Stones, you're wrong. If you said whomever but Dire Straits, you're wrong. But I know, I get my cameraman all excited about it, and he just jumps in anytime he wants. He forgets we're doing a video. He just jumps in and he's all excited, says it out loud. But hey, it makes it funny. Makes it part of the thing. Now I got a little bit where my cameraman's all coming out of pocket and acting all brazen and all. It's not your show, cameraman. Terms of service. It's my show. He doesn't do clubs. So anyway, we're over here having a good time. It's November. We got to day 19. We're all excited about it. Are you excited? Are you excited? Now, this is birthday week, okay? So I'm excited about birthday week, all right? Now, on Saturday, we're going to have a birthday stream. Now, what I'm going to do about the birthday stream is I'm going to talk about some of the best artists that I love, okay? Because a lot of the times I got books on my birthday from people of these artists. Like I say, oh, I want so-and-so or so-and-so, you know, Edgar Payne or Cortez or Sorolla or Sargent or whomever. So I got a whole bunch of books of all, you know, great artists. And they're not just like the fucking, you know, dumbass Amazon books or dumbass Barnes and Noble books that they put together to sell to fucking retard people, right? You know what I'm saying about that? Like, I don't need all these words about all this stuff. I need the pictures. I need the artwork, okay? Don't make the book fat and thick with all this other crap in it, right? And so I got some of these guys, their catalogs when they would have a show. And so if you don't know, when they have a show, when museums or galleries have a show, they make a catalog. They take a picture or scan or whatever of all the images and all the paintings that they are going to have on the show, and they put it together in a paper format or a book or whatever, however big and wealthy it is, right? Some people do a little pamphlet because they're little tiny poor artists. We poor around here. We can only afford a couple pieces of paper, right? And then other ones that are all big, rich, and snooty, you know, like Degas or the big ones, you know, Picasso and his stupid ass, right? I hate Picasso, you know. But they put together big old ones that are all nice, embossed, gold stamp, gold leaf, blah, blah, blah. Dust cover, hardcover, big old, bigger than life-size books. And you get them like, oh my God, this thing is incredible. You know, and so those are cool. And normally they minimize the words, right? They minimize well, he was a young boy, born to a poor family. Molested 3 times, and then his artwork really took off. You know? Like, I don't want to hear all that, okay? Keep that to yourself, all right? But, so I got the catalogs, right? And so I got a couple catalogs of these people. We're going to talk about Jerome Leloup. I've been teasing him for a while. He's one of my favorite all-time gouache landscape, Parisian cityscape scene painters with them fantastic colors. We're going to do that on Saturday. We're going to talk about that. Then we're going to have the guys on, and I'm going to talk to the guys about whatever their favorite birthday memory is and all that kind of stuff. That'll be fun, you know. See what their best gift and their worst gift is. Man, I'll tell you guys what my worst gift. I got a couple of pretty bad gifts in my time, okay? A couple pretty bad gifts. We'll talk about that. That'll be funny. So that'll be on Saturday. Today I'm going to do later on live with Adonis Paul, so I'm stoked about that. He's going to fly in all the way from Los Tejas. You know, he might be bringing Pablo with him. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. So I love that guy. We're going to talk about creativity. Of course, he's the cartoon man, extremely creative man, extremely creative person in many facets. So I'm excited to chit chat with him. Then tomorrow we got the Bruvs Unite. We might be having that special guest, King Mersh. He might be dropping by. You know, fingers crossed. I know he's got a big kingdom to rule. So, you know, there's a lot of people vying for his attention. You know, he's got to kill, beheading, and all that stuff. He's got to make his appearances. He's got to open the malls and whatnot. You know, make his public acknowledgments and stuff like that in his court. So we'll see about that. Then on Friday, I'm thinking we're going to have CK. I pretty much got that schedule and solidified. Going to talk to him about our part 3 about the historic surf culture. And what the hell happened to the surf culture? What happened to California's surf culture? It got proper fucked. You know what I'm saying? It got taken over. It got used. It got destroyed. So damn, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So we're thinking about that. We're going to be talking about that. So that's a banger week. And then of course on Sunday, I'm going to do dumped cooking, okay? Sunday Funday, we're doing dumped cooking. What the hell is dumped cooking? Well, if you've just been dumped and you're hungry, you got to eat something, right? So I'm going to show you how to cook something so that you can eat, man. You know, I've been talking to a lot of guys, and a lot of guys are like, this is how it all started. I don't even know how to cook a damn egg. I was talking to this guy the other day, and I was like, well, just, you know, hard boil yourself some eggs or something. He goes, I don't think I can. I don't have a lid for my pot. I'm like, what the fuck does having a lid have to do with hard boiling eggs? And of course, I got a good chuckle out of that for a little while. But then I saw, damn, The guys nowadays, they don't know how to cook shit, you know? So, you know, we got to bridge that gap a little bit and help them out. Of course, you know, you women, you're all welcome to come. I love it when women are here. Women make everything better. I've always said men are the if you have a coloring book and you make the analogy that men are like the black lines in a coloring book and women are the color inside of the coloring book, okay? You got to have them both. They're both extremely different, all right? But you got to have them both. And so, you know, I'm a guy myself, so I relate to the men. I empathize with the men, so I want to help the men's out. But, you know, women, you all welcome. Come on. I need more women in my life. Hell, I ain't got enough. I got my ravens out there squawking at me. I'm sure some of them is women, but we'll get her going, okay? So we're going to do that. And what we're going to do on dumped cooking is like, bro, what's the saddest time to be dumped? It's got to be the fucking holidays, right? Because now all of a sudden you're all by yourself. You know, you smell funky, not literally. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you didn't take a shower anymore. But you smell funky emotionally, and ain't nobody want to be around you. They're all like poking you with the stick. How's he doing? Is he okay? How's he doing? Oh, are you all right? Let's go. How do you feel? How do you feel? I don't want to talk to him anymore. Hey, he's going to ruin my Christmas. Can we not invite him around? So then you're like, holy shit, you know? I mean, like, nobody wants to have me around. You know, if you're self-aware, you don't want to, you know, bring that upon other people and break their heart too. You know what I mean? So you stay at home. Then what are you going to eat? What are you going to eat for Thanksgiving, right? You know, I'm going to get my Chef Boyardee. You know, no, you ain't going to do none of that. I'm going to get my TV dinner. No, you ain't going to do none of that. I'm going to show you how to do a little tiny, it's going to be a mock turkey dinner because it's going to be with the chicken. We ain't getting a whole turkey. We're going to do a little chicken, okay? And we're going to make a little Thanksgiving dinner with chicken, all right? It's going to be a lot of fun, all right? We're going to do some, I don't know exactly what we're going to do, but it's going to be good. Might even do a couple scrambled eggs in there for K-Rads. Shout out to K-Rads, love that guy. K-Rads said, Ray, you just did the 3 eggs, but you didn't do my favorite type of eggs. You know, you didn't do the scrambled egg. So K-Rads, I got you, dog. We about to do that because, you know, a proper scrambled egg is like heaven. A proper scrambled egg is like heaven. And it can bridge the gap from trailer park home all the way up to the hoity-toity brunch on Saturday, you know, at the Hotel del Coronado. If you ain't know what that is, we about to paint it here in a minute. Go Google that son of a bitch, okay? It's a piece of shit old building, but it's in a great place. Swear to God, I went down there to that thing more than one time, and I've been through that Hotel Del, and it is a piece of shit. Falling apart. I even went to their brunches, you know? I went to their brunches, and you know, their brunches ain't cheap, man. I'm telling you what, they're like $150 to go to them brunches. And I went, we got about to go to the Hotel Del. We're about to get all up in it. And, you know, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not going to say I wasn't, you know, it had the bangers, right? It had as much shrimp as you wanted. It had the roast beef. It had the gravy. It had the mashed potatoes. But it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? It wasn't a showstopper. It wasn't something that flipped my lid. You know, if you ever been a couple places that done that, you know what I'm talking about, right? You walk in and you could tell whoever put this thing together was an artist, a chef. You know, they got that swan all cut up out of ice, you know, looking all crystallized as it melts. You got the Veuve Clicquot right there. You got like all this, you know, you got the shrimp, but then you got this other stuff going on that they're like, oh, but have you ever had shrimp with lemongrass and lemon and papaya and blah, blah, blah? You're like, I have not, my good sir. I have not. But I can't wait to try it. Let's go. So, you know, then they have all kinds of cocktails and stuff like that. There's been a couple places that I've been to that really flipped my lid. And I'm telling you something. Once upon a time, I was a cultured man. Okay? Once upon a time, I swang from the rafters with the semi-rich people. Okay? We walked into places that had tablecloths and whatnot. You know what I mean? It wasn't all just, you know, barbecue ribs and shove that shit down your throat. You know, bam, bam, thank you, ma'am, you know. So we had some of that. So on Sunday, we're going to go ahead and do some of that. That'll be fun. We're going to have a good time with that. We'll bang out a fun little video. You can watch it, be entertained, and then, like, if you want to, go ahead and make that kind of dinner. for yourself, you know. It's the kind of stuff that I used to make. I remember several times that I was on the holidays by myself, whether I was at college or I was doing finals or whatnot, you know, and you know, you kind of get the schedules mismatched and whatever, and so you kind of feel like you're separated from the human race for a moment. Well, this will help you get right back into it, okay? Get you a couple of shots of that tequila. You know, I had that Irish coffee, and I still, you know, still got the guy coming up to me. I did the video the other day. He gave me a call. He said, now, I want you to know, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you talked about the Irish whiskey like that, because, you know, as a bartender myself, I used to be a professional bartender. I like to set things straight, and now nobody can come after you because you set the record straight. I was like, bro, just ease up. Ease up. We're just making alcoholic beverages here. So shout out to you, my bartender man. Okay, my buddy, my bartender friend. I do that for you, bro. All right. So I think we got all the announcements out of the way. I think we're ready to go, people. We're going to jump right on in here, and we're at 14 minutes. So James, you know, relax. James is our bro over there in England, if you don't know. He's freezing his fucking ass over there in England. So, you know, give him a follow on X if you can. He says he's straight to the point, blunt. He's a curmudgeon, bro. The guy is a curmudgeon, right? He dresses in all his fancy foo-foo outfits and kind of shit, but he's a curmudgeon. He's got that British accent, hard-nosed motherfucker. We like that kind of stuff around here. That's kind of masculinity. We want to have a little bit of action. So help James out. Give him a little bit of lift. Go give him a follow. You know what I mean? I'll put down his information down below. James Domenico grabbing. Hook a brother up. We're going to have him on Bruvs. And hopefully when Mersh drops in, King Mersh, he's going to drop in. We're going to have a meetings of the minds. Okay? We're going to have King Mersh, ruler of the American states, meet to have a conversation with our British representative, our British ambassador, James. Okay, maybe we can get Mersh to extend his kingdom on over to England. That'd be pretty cool. That's all goofy, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Why not have some fun, okay? Just have a little bit of fun. That's what Joe Frago says. Sir Joseph Frago says have some fun, okay? All right. Now we're going to get into this right here. We're going to have a little bit of fun with this painting right now. We're going to jump down to camera number 2, okay? All right, people, so now what we got going on here, I figured, hey, we were talking about Hotel Del California. Hotel Del California. And we're about to go ahead and get that done right here. Now, Hotel Del's got a very unique, you know, architecture. It's more like a big old house that kept getting added onto, you know. And, you know, don't get me wrong, Hotel Del is a beautiful place to go. It's just the inside is so old. And it feels like, I don't know if you guys have ever had this situation where, like, you go over to, like, if you have, like, your grandparents or whatever, or even great-grandparents that came out of that era of, like, the 30s and 40s where everybody was super poor, and they just kept adding on to the same house in order to, like, have the family, you know, move in and live there and stuff. And you're, like, you can tell every time you, like, walk to a different room, it has, like, a different, like, kind of environment. You know, like maybe the main house, the air conditioner works, but then you start walking into the add-ons and it's all hot and humid because, you know, the air conditioner doesn't go there. You know what I mean? Or you walk to another house and like another part of the house and like it's not sealed properly and it feels damp and it kind of, you can smell the mold in there. Well, that's what the Hotel Del feels like. It feels like there was this one big house and it was just continually added on to. And it wasn't really, I don't know, kept up or, you know, modernized, or, you know, it just feels rough. And like even like when you walk on some of the parts of the Hotel Del, you can, like the surface of the floor changes height when it changes, you know, to the addition component. And so it's not like seamless. And so it really feels kind of broken apart and really strange. And then when you go out to the back, to the pool area, and they got a huge pool. It's fucking awesome. They got a big ass bar and they got like a club on the pool back there and it overlooks the ocean. It's beautiful. I'll try to remember to put a picture. If I don't, yell at me, okay? Yell at me in the comments. But it's gorgeous. But if that feels all modern, right? So and they got like a coffee joint back there and all that stuff. And so, you know, it feels great. And you walk in the Hotel Del and you automatically feel like you're transported back into the 30s. And you're like, what the hell just happened? You know, but it's nice. It's got brand new shopping down below in the basement. It's got shovel storage. It's like a mall down there, and that's quite nice. I wish they had extended that kind of those kind of finishes and that kind of remodel throughout the whole of the building, but they did not. They did not, my good friend. I guess they were trying to keep the heritage and the mold. They didn't want to get rid of the mold. Now, the only bad thing about Hotel Del is it's expensive as hell, bro. If you want to get a cocktail at that bar out there on the pool out there by the beach, and they got bars all over the place. So they got one out on the beach, but I'm talking about the one on the pool. You go out there, it's going to be $30, $40, okay, for a drink that maybe you would pay 12 or 15 for at a regular bar. That's how much overpriced it is, and I fucking hate that kind of shit. That just drives me wild, right? I hate that. If you're gonna go ahead and like give it to me like that, you better make it a banger drink, and it's not. You know, well, some places in Hawaii, when you go get a banger drink and you pay like the $25, $30, they actually make it with real papaya. They make it with real pineapple and real coconut. You see them shave it off right there, and you're like, damn, now this is worth it. Right, but when you go to the Hotel Del and they're pouring their triple sec in there, and they're pouring their, you know, they break out the Capri Sun pouch of pineapple juice, and you're just like, oh, it tastes like metal, bro. And I don't know about you, but I got a really sensitive palate, so anything that like that just ruins the whole thing for me. And then I start cooking. I start getting pissed off because it costs too much money, and that's one thing I hate. I hate to be gouged. I cannot, like, I will not be gouged. Hey, if you want a diamond ring, sorry, not going to happen. Now, I'll buy you an emerald ring. I'll buy you a ruby ring. I'll buy you a big fatty diamond rings. I'll buy you a pearl. But I'm not buying diamonds. Get the fuck out of here. So that's all I got to say about that, okay? So, all right, let's get into this before, hell, it's already 20 minutes. James is over there looking at the clock, driving me nuts. All right. So you can go ahead and either take your pencil or take your pen. Okay, now we might do both today because I want to make this an extremely texturized kind of drawing, painting, whatever we're going to call it, right? I kind of call them both. Like I say painting for both because really, you know, I say painting and it is a drawing, but you know, it's you're kind of painting with the lead, you know. So that's kind of like, if you know, I call it a painting. But get over it, okay? Even if it's a drawing or whatever. And this has got to be kind of fun. Got to be kind of fun. And we're just kind of eyeballing this. Now, the thing is that I love to do is I love to eyeball it, right? I love to eyeball it because if I get constrained with all of those details, I feel like they're locking me down in like some sort of jail, you know, mentally. And it drives me nuts. And it takes all the fun out of it for me. So I try not to do that. And I try to just find something that, a way to represent those details with just texture. And also that's the magic for me. That's a lot of the magic, and I love it. So, you know, we just kind of use the simple shapes. Remember, simple shapes, simple shapes, simple shapes, people. Okay, and try to get a little bit of this proportion correct, and try to get the placement correct. Don't worry so much about if the shapes are accurate. Just keep them simple. Don't worry about making a cone. Just make a triangle pointing in the right direction right there for that steeple. Okay. Don't worry so much if it's not quite correct. I can tell it's not correct. Let me get that a little smaller. I'm gonna get my eraser out. Now I always tend to like get all excited and then I go overboard on all the details and get all, you know, I go crazy. I have to calm myself a little bit. Calm down, don't be so crazy. There we go. And you know, we're also gonna let a lot of the watercolor handle a lot of the texture, a lot of the details, but we want it to have that life. You know, we want it to have that life too. You know what I mean? We want it to have that fun. I mean, you have nothing worse than coming into something and finding out that like it's all picture perfect and then it's no more fun, right? It's all feels stagnant. You want it to have that vibrancy. You want it to have that life. The little, you know, palm tree right there. You want it to be excited. We could keep that palm tree up in the corner right there, but I think we're going to leave it out. I think it'll make more of a dynamic statement about it, or dramatic statement rather. Fix this up a little bit. There we go. Now we got these. I'm just going to lay on the underline of a curve for all of those damn little windows right there, those triangle windows. I don't know if we'll even put them in there. We might. Let me see. I don't know if they'll fit. That could be too much. Maybe we'll try to just do that with the watercolor. We're going to cut this, make this a little bit thinner. This is what you kind of do. You kind of dance around the picture. Find out what you want. All right. Now we might just leave this pencil in there just to have a good time with it. All right. Now let's go ahead and make sure all of our diagonals are okay. Now the question is, do we want to put in any clouds or anything like that? Okay, so there we go right there. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that the underpainting. I don't think I'm going to use the pin today. Probably put that to the side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a swig of our Joe Frago. Shout out to Joe Frago. I like to shout out Joe Frago all the time because he's a good dude. He's a hard worker and a good dad. And I like that. I want to promote that kind of thing around here. We like solid men. Joe Frago's a solid guy. Okay, works hard with his hands. He's a steel worker. Does all that kind of stuff. So shout out to Joe Frago. I don't know if you'll see this. I hope you do. I hope it brings you a little bit of encouragement today. A little pick me up. You got other people around the world thinking about you and sending you some love, bro. All right. So we just woke up our watercolors. Now I'm going to get my brush wet. All right, so something I'd like to do is I would like to, I could tell already I'm going to have to bang in the sky. Okay, I want to have fun with the sky. So we're going to mix our turquoise, Corellian blue, a little bit of cobalt blue. Now I don't mix them all together. Check that out. Okay, I mix them kind of in like a side-by-side wash and let them kind of blend. That's so I can get a whole bunch of choices. A whole bunch, like, look at that. Look how dark that is. That's fucking dark. I love it. Okay? And we're going to leave that texture just like that. All right? We're just going to go with some of this dry brush on here. See how you do it really quickly and the dry brush just kind of goes boop, right up, right over it. Now you got to wipe it off if you don't want it. You want it right there. Okay? You got to be careful on some of it because we got to keep, you know, some of this. Okay. We're just going to leave it like that. Okay? Just going to leave it like that. We might even take some of this darker cobalt blue. You know, maybe mix a little bit of magenta in it because if you don't know, the sky is a mixture of blues and purples. Okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna let's just get some of this texture in there. Okay? It's okay. Put the texture all over the place. All right, like that. All right. Have fun with it. It's a rainy day today, so I want to put some of this texture in there. Now you're gonna see that the texture is gonna dry different ways in different areas. Like this part over here where it's the watercolor is going to diffuse out. This part down here is going to stay. That's okay. That's what we want to have happen. All right. So the next thing that we want to do, I'm going to leave that alone for a minute. I'm going to pick out some of this green. Okay. Now we want to make it a blue-green, as I can tell. You want to glance at it quickly to get the blue-green, to get the color. Figure out what color it is. And I'm just going to blast it in like that. Okay? Blast it in here. Alright. This is dry brush right here. I want to leave a little bit of the white right there so that I can come back in and put those pink flowers. Okay. Now remember, we have to protect the white now because the white is going to be the color for our building. Okay. So we're just about there. Let's come in there and let's have a good time with the building. You're going to be surprised how quickly this goes because this is going to go pretty quick. Okay? It's going to go pretty quick. And the magic is going to happen in your abstract thought about how you group the shapes together. And you make it seem so easy. Make it seem effortless. Okay, that's what we want to do. Okay, so I'm going to mix together a little bit of yellow ochre, a little bit of rose red. We're going to come in here. We're just going to put in a little bit of this roof right here, the lower roof. And what I'm shooting for right now is just to get the basic shapes in there. Doesn't even have to be perfect. We can adjust as we go. All right. Kind of leave it a little bit light so that we can change it up. We can shape shift it if we need to. Let me get rid of some of these little dabs. All right. Shape shift it. That's really what we're doing. We're just shape shifting, that's all. Okay. And it's okay if you lose the lines, you know, of your drawing. Don't worry about it. You'll find them again. The most important thing to do is not to panic. Control that anxiety. That's what you have to do. You have to. Now what I'm doing is I'm just dipping this in the water, and then I'm getting the water off on the napkin down here, and then I'm running a clean brush over it to reshape it. See how it does that? Just picks it up so easy. Reshapes it right away. You ain't even got to worry about it. Okay? So if you make a mistake, it's easily fixed. Easily fixed. And that makes you kind of, helps you to relax a little bit. Say, okay, well, it doesn't have to be perfect. I can get it 80% good, right the first time, and then work on it the second pass and get it 90% right. Then work on it the third pass and get 100% right. Or as close to 100% right as I can. Just use your finger to adjust it, move it around. It's funny, it doesn't get better than your finger. So that sounds kind of dirty. So there we go, we got that. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to have a little bit of the shadows in the white part. So we're going to mix ourselves a cool purple, a little bit more blue than red. Put some of that Corellian blue in it just to lighten it up a little bit. Make it a little bit lighter, a little bit cleaner. You'll find that that happens with the white. White has a nice clean, simple shadow. Nice and blue, a little more towards the blue area. Just put that in there. We got hairs coming off my brush. We don't like that. And down here, we're gonna put in some of these windows. Windows don't have to be perfect. Don't worry about it. Just try to get the proportion right. The proportion and the position. Okay? And if you get them wrong, don't worry about it. They're just trying to indicate, give this idea, you know, of what it is. And when people go there, they'll remember it. That's what you want. Okay? And then this is kind of us working on the drawing a little bit with easy shapes. Light washes. Light washes, easy shapes. Okay, this. Add the shadow over here. A little shadow back here. Do a little bit of depth. Now, if you want to change the temperature of the shadow, you just change it from a purple to more of a blue. See how that changes the temperature right there? It adds a bit of interest. Okay? Adds a bit of interest. A little variance, like I said. Variance creates the illusion of life. Having that variance in there. Or that variation, or that, you know. Nice little shadow over here. Looking good in the neighborhood. Okay, now I gotta go up and do this steeple. Got this big shape right here underneath it. We want to use the blue at the top. Use the blue like so. Maybe a little too heavy. That's okay. We're going to do a couple passes. Okay. Maybe a little bit of a warmer purple, which means it's a little more towards the red. We're going to put it in some of these places, some of these other places, maybe down here. I'm kind of just guessing at these because I can't see them because the bushes are above them. But we're going to put them in there so that when we put the bushes in there, it looks right. Now I'm going to start hinting at some of these windows. Now, of course, I'm not counting the windows. That'd be crazy. I'm not counting the fucking windows. You're mad, all right? I'm just going to look and see what feels right and kind of put them in there. Okay, you got me? All right, so we got that right there. Now the next thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to come back in and we're going to have to strengthen up the color scheme of the building. I mean of the roof. Getting some yellow ochre, a little bit of orange, a little bit of that rose red. Okay, we're going to come in here and do this. And as it goes lighter as it turns, but we're going to, since it's watercolor, we're going to wash the whole thing. Okay, and then I'll come back and I'll add the shadows later. You'll see when I do it why it makes sense. Okay, now the trick here is to watch the places that are more orange and the places that are more red. This is more orange down here, okay, because it's facing the sun. So make sure you orange it up a little bit, and it's going to add depth. Right away it adds depth. Look for the places that are more orange versus more red. Okay, this is more orange. And I'm not really worried about putting those little windows in there because damn, that would be fucking tedious. And I'm, you know me, I don't like to be tedious. All right. Now also, it starts to go a little bit brown red there on the right. Way over here, starts to go a little brown red. So we're gonna put that in there, brown red. Okay, like so. All right. Now what we're gonna do is it's a little bit yellow, orange, down here. How am I seeing that? How am I choosing that? Well, I compare that orange to the orange I just painted, and then I can't compare that orange to the orange on the left. So I look at each orange just quickly, and then I look at the next one very quickly, and I ask myself a simple question: is it warmer or is it cooler? I'm not trying to guess what that color is. I'm just trying to say, is it warmer or is it cooler? Okay. If it's warmer, I go, is it red or is it orange? If it's red, I go red. If it's orange, I go orange. That's how you do it. Okay, they have to be very simple questions. You can't say, oh, what tertiary color is that? You know, you can't do that. You have to be like, is it warm, is it cool? If it's warmer, is it red, is it orange? If it's cooler, is it brown, is it purple? You get what I'm saying? Go ahead and put that a little bit more red. And I'd say this is the delicate part of the painting that's going to make it a winner. A winner chicken dinner is the variations of the reds within the. Okay, so that's the first wash. A little more purple over here. Greater fuck over here. Leave that like that. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to increase the hue. Oh, my computer went to sleep. Wake up. We want to get the green in there. Got some green on my get some more saturated green, and this is going to make it really pop. Help to strengthen all those other colors by giving a larger area of contrast in hue. Okay, that's what we're doing. That's why it's so important to have these strong counterpoints, because it's really going to bolster up the rest of the painting. Okay, really going to bolster it up, and you'll see that. Now I want to have that pink. Got to get that pink in there. A little bit of those pink flowers. We can always come back and adjust those. That's what's great about it. Put some pink down here, you know, and adjust what we're doing. Okay. Now, one of the things that I want to do, I'm going to ask myself the question, am I going to leave the sky alone or I'm going to adjust it? I might put a little bit of purple into the sky. Just a little bit. Get rid of some of those whites. Okay. We'll see what that does in a second. The reason why I'm asking these questions is because I'm getting ready to put in the palm trees. And so I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking, okay, well, if I'm going to do the palm trees, then I have to figure out how to get those palm trees dry, under the paper dry, so I can do the palm trees. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm thinking, like preparing the dance, you know, kind of thing. Shape this up a little bit. Use that opportunity to shape it up. So we come down, shape it up. So we come down, shape it up. Get rid of that white. Makes it stronger so that we have the lightest values inside of the hotel itself. Okay, that's what I really want. The lightest values inside of the hotel itself. Get off there. You just kind of got to know where you have to be fragile. There's only a couple places that you have to be fragile the whole thing. You just have to know where those places are, because you can hide all the other mistakes pretty easy. So now, with that sky, bring, see how that brought out the white of the building much better when we darken that sky? It's a little trick to make sure you remember. It's not really a trick, you know. I just say trick because I don't have the vocabulary. It's a mechanic. It's a little mechanic to remember. Okay, people, a little mechanic. All right. Now I'm looking at the picture. I'm saying the darkest darks look like they're in those windows. Okay, so we're gonna get. I want to establish those darks so that we can bring this to a close. We get purple, blue. I always like to go blue first before I even attempt to go black. I might put a little black in there. The reason being is because black is more dead. It's a dead color. It's not. You don't find black out in the real life, out in the real world. You know, you find more blues and purples and a myriad of colors that exist that form black. So we're gonna put those windows in there like that. See how that little bit of blue and purple kind of gives that life. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in a couple of these windows. Might be a little too thick, but we'll see. It's okay. Now I'm going to change the color more to a blue as it turns away, because the darkest darks are going to be in the high contrast area. They're not going to be back in the shadows. Okay, so we're going to leave that like that. Now some of the fun things that we can do is we can grab a little bit of turquoise and play with some of these windows down here. We see, oh, maybe there's a little bit of turquoise in this window. Maybe that one too. Maybe get a Corellian blue. And come down here and maybe put it in this window. Like that. I think I'll grab some of that purple. Maybe give it a little wash down. Put some windows up in here. All the opportunity you can to vary your colors. It's like I said, you know, the color variation is what brings life. A little red in there, a little yellow. Come down here and make this darker. Nice and dry. And we're kind of just counting down the time until we can dive right back into that sky with the palm tree. A little shadow. Like so. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to throw in some green. We're going to lighten it up, warm it up with some cadmium yellow. How are we doing? 42 minutes. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost there, people. We're almost there. Hang in there with me. All right, here we go. A little bit of these for the bushes. And you just kind of want to suggest it. Suggest the bushes, okay, people? You're not trying to paint them. You're trying to create a texture that mimics a bush, especially on thumbnails. Because thumbnails, you know, you want it to have a bit of a little bit of a, its own kind of uniqueness, its quirkiness, it's a little bit of its own life, a little bit of its own, that's not quite the right word I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is have a little bit of its own magic, its own quaintness. All right, now let's come up here and just put a couple palm trees in here. Alright, we got some palm trees. Now the palm trees that are closer to the house are more blue. If you can't see that, compare that against the palm trees that are in our foreground. They're more yellow. We want to grab a more of a blue color And make sure everything's dry. It's not dry, so you should not put the palm trees in yet. Okay, you should not put the palm trees in there yet. So let's put some more of this. There's a bush right here, kind of in the middle of everything. It's got to be dry, because at this point, if you mess up the little tiny, details, it's going to really ruin the nuance, or the quaintness, or the homeliness, or the beauty, the small beauty of the picture. So you got to be careful. This is the part where you have to be careful. Okay, because you don't want it to bleed out. Remember, like I did yesterday, and it bled out all over the Balboa Park. I was like, oh, don't do that. We fucked up. Well, that's what happened. We done fucked up. Right, so we'll put some palm trees right here. And, you know, you don't have to make the palm trees look like palm trees. They can be just little dabs like this. There's one right here. You can come back and strengthen them up and make them better. They don't even have to look like palm trees. But you want the proportion, the position, and the hue. You want to get the hue right when you're doing this. Because if you paint all the palm trees the same color, you're going to flatten out your image. You're going to rob yourself of depth. There won't be any more depth there. You won't like that, right? I won't like that. You won't like that. You'll be like, Ray, what happened? I'll be like, dude, you fucked yourself over, dog. Don't do that. Okay? I want to come back up here while everything is drying and put back this shadow. Is this shadow kind of washed out? You need this shadow in here to kind of give this a really strong base. Protect that white above it. You're just gonna need that white. Okay. All right, now we'll get an aqua. Be that shadow. So take a little bit of aqua, mix a little bit of turquoise, pearly blue into it. Pull it up. Pull it over. Like that. There we go. It's okay if it wants to bleed in there. Let it do its thing. Okay, let it do its thing. All right, let me check again. It's still not ready. These guys right here are the problem. Let me dab these. Get these guys dry. Okay, it's almost there. All right, now let's go ahead and do some of the shadow for those palm trees that are up close. I'm just gonna grab a blue-green, maybe mix a little bit of red into it, make it a nice tertiary purple. We're just gonna come in here and mimic the palm tree fronds. Okay, that's all we're doing. The watercolor is great because you get really iconographic, really graphic. You can do graphic shapes very easy, and suggestions very easy. It's a lot of fun. And of course there's other trees in here, but I'm not going to do the other trees, okay? I'm not going to do them. I'm going to say no. I'm just going to focus on the palm trees that are going to kind of bring this thing to life and kind of give that Southern California vibe. That's what we want. I don't want to put those fir trees in there. Why they put those stupid fir trees in there anyway? Fuck those fir trees. Okay? That's what I say. Fuck those fir trees. You got me? They can go somewhere. Alright. We're just going to strengthen up these a little bit. These palm fronds. And there we go. We got some fun palm fronds. Okay, we got our palm trees looking good. We can do the same thing over here. But it's probably too wet, so we're going to probably leave that alone for a minute. Okay, I'll leave that alone for a minute. But I do want to establish a dark shadow in the foreground. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm just dancing around the whole picture, and I'm looking at how does this feel balanced? Does this feel balanced? How does this feel? Does this feel like it's in the foreground? Does this feel like it's not in the foreground? How's that feel? What do I need to do to make this, to anchor this into this corner right here? And that's all I'm asking myself, and so that's when I'm, maybe you're thinking, how the hell is he making these choices? Well, that's how I'm doing it. I'm squinting my eyes sometimes. I'm getting a feel for it. I'm asking myself, does this need a stronger shadow to pull it more in the foreground? What's going on? All right, we still have to put in the trunks, but when we put in the trunks, they have to be dry. Okay. Now we're still got to put in the cool palm trees back here. So the palm trees are gonna be like something like right here. Let's go ahead and put some of this green. little bit more of a blue right there. I want it to be more of a green. And see, that's why I'm saying it doesn't matter the details. You're just going to cover them up with palm trees. So, you know, be okay with yourself, right? And you can adjust it as you go. And you can, hell, you can use the palm trees to cover as much of it as you want. And look, I'm not even making palm trees. I'm just putting little dabs of things in there, and they looking like palm trees. You see how that works? That's all I'm doing. And then as soon as I put the trunk in there, you'll see it. I'll pull it all together. You're like, oh yeah, those are palm trees. Those are palm trees, right? I'm like, yeah, no shit. That's what we've been doing the whole time, bro. Where you been? You gotta bust some balls a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Can't be all lovey-dovey all the time. Come on, people. Get out of here. Alright? Use some of the screen to put in some, just put in some shadows. Kind of put these guys on the ground. Like so. Okay? Like so. Alright. Maybe I'll take a little bit more of this pink. Come in here. Put some of this red in there. Straighten it up a bit. Like so. Some of this purple. We're going to work on our shadows. This is going to be close to the final pass right here. Got some of this tree right here. Just going to do some verticals that are going to hint at, you know, they're going to hint at the trunks of the trees. You might have to dab once or twice to make them stronger. Like that. Looking all nice. See, it's starting to come alive a little bit, see? Now you might want to have a little bit of a darker tone back here. So let me grab a little bit of a black, a little bit of a brown. Just be careful now. This is where you have to be fragile, okay? You could fuck this up. I might fuck it up. Okay, but you'll catch it live. Alright, it's okay. You can draw broken lines. Don't make the lines all strong because, you know, that's not how we see as people. Gotta have them broken. Alright, might want to dab a little bit in there. Now, I do have a better brush for this, but I didn't want to get it out. I have a nice liner that could do this really nice, but we're trying to bang this out quick, right? Like as if we were out there out there painting it ourselves or whatever. Okay? Now let's go ahead and grab some of that brown, maybe a little bit more black, maybe a little orange, and let's go ahead and try to put in some of these heavier right here. We have this, let's make this a purple. That looks more like a purple. A warm brownish purple. Let's go ahead and have him go. Be bold and cut that whole thing down right there. Be bold. Of course, it's not perfect. We're not trying to make it perfect. We're trying to have its own little quaint, you know, personality. Okay. Now what I need is a little bit darker trunks. Now you're going to see this is going to give variance to those tree trunks and make them appear spatially related. Watch. Now you're not even worried about the details on the building behind it because we threw the tree trunk in front of it. I knew we were going to do that. That's why I wasn't too tripping. I wasn't tripping out about it. All right, now let's come back up here and finish this thing off. We're going to go ahead and get a little bit of these colors to make it really pop off. We're going to darken this guy up considerably. Okay, let's go over here to this guy. when you're looking through the tree branches, things are going to be appear cooler and darker. That's why I'm doing this right here. Cooler and darker. Now, of course, if you have a nice opaque white, you can come in here and, you know, put on the flagpole and all that good stuff, and it'll be really nice and sharp. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm not going to do that because I just wanted to do the transparent watercolor. I wanted to show you guys what that was like. But you know, you can always do a little bit of the mixed media action, have a little bit of that gouache on there, make it all nice. Okay. Make it all real nice. I'm just going to straighten some of these up a little bit. Alright. Now, one of the things that I might do is, like, you're looking at this and all these whites are kind of the same. You want to let it dry, just to let it dry a little bit. And then you want to put washes, just slight washes on the whites to push them back. And choose one area where you want it to be the brightest white. When you choose that one area, it'll prioritize all the other whites. Let me blow on it, maybe get it dry a little bit. It'll prioritize all the other whites behind your primary white, and it'll really make the thing pop in 3D. Okay, that's a really nice way to do that. So let's see if we can. Maybe. How wet are we? Oh, we're not too bad. Let me go ahead and put a wash right here. Knock that back a bit. Put a wash right there. Put a wash right here. A little bit right there. A little bit right there. Now, it might not look like I'm doing anything, but it's pushing this out to us, the viewer, towards us, the viewer, because it's keeping these whites clean. These whites are getting a little bit dirty, and your eye picks it up, and you feel it emotionally. Okay, and we might come down here and maybe put a little yellow, a little yellow ochre into these whites down here. Okay, warm them up a little bit. Like, they're probably not supposed to be white. They're probably supposed to be something else. But see how that pops that one area out? That's what you want to do. That's what the entirety of this painting and drawing is all about, is prioritizing things visually. Okay, let's go ahead and put some of this, put some of this. All right, there we go. I think we're probably pretty much done right there. And it's a pretty complex picture. So we're going to go ahead and come back up to one. Wait, check this out real quick. How's that look right there? Looks like fun, doesn't it? And it looks like it's interpretive, impressionistic, jumping off the page. It looks really nice. Okay, let's get that sexy music going. Oh yeah, okay, check it out. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, ooh, take it off. Go the ones that mean stripper poles versus stripper music. Stripper music, shake those tom-toms. Oh yeah, 10 lines galore. Gotta be sexy. This is the kind of stuff you gotta do, people, because then everybody's gonna remember. Oh yeah, that's the guy that's a stripper painter. He's a stripper. He peels off the tape like he's a stripper. Oh yeah, stripper! Woohoo! So hot. Give me more, baby. Give me more. Okay. See? There we go. Now that's gonna look good in the frame. It's gonna look awesome. And that's how we do it. Now everybody know me as a stripper painter. We'll go ahead. We'll take that. I'll take a stripper painter. I love me some strippers. I ain't gonna lie. They're great muses, and they're great models and all that kind of stuff. Hey, I don't hate. Hey, sometimes, you know, it's a good party. Joe Froggo knows. Well, anyway, we're coming right up on 58 minutes. I'm going to edit this down. It'll be less than 58 minutes. It'll probably be like 54 minutes. So there you go, James. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, bro. I doubt if James even made it this far. James probably, he saw the video, pushed the thumbnail, it came up, he looked at it, it said 54 minutes, he said, oh, fuck that, bro, I gotta go paint, I gotta go pet my horses, I gotta go walk around and be a curmudgeon, I gotta make my own videos. And James, I don't blame you, get out there, okay, bro? So I want you guys to have a good time. Be excited, get after it, come and do all the other stuff with us this week, and let's have a blast, okay? Get out there. Let's go.